Good morning, class. This is your Mathematics 9 teacher, Sir Raymond Fredejas. And our lesson for today is all about the law of science. In our days right now, communication satellites are very popular. Don't you know that the electromagnetic wave that is used to transmit and receive data from those communication equipments travels at a speed of light in a vacuum approximately 300,000 kilometers per second? That is why fast internet, clear TV reception possible right now. Let us see this video. Assuming there are two satellite dishes stationed on Earth with an unknown distance and a communication satellite approximately 20,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Given this following data, with the use of the law of science, we will be able to determine the distance between the two satellite dishes stationed on Earth's surface. Is that possible? Yes, it is. With the study of the law of science, we will be able to solve that problem. But before we proceed to solving that problem, we will first learn what is the law of science all about. What is the law of science? The law of science formula allows us to set up a proportion of opposite sides and angles. That is, taking the sine of an angle and its opposite side. Still confused? Don't worry. As we go on with our lesson, we will be able to understand what this law of science all about. So what is the formula for the law of science and how it is being set up? As the formula appears on the left side of the screen, take note that there will be an equivalent illustration on the figure on the right. The law of science is being set up by making proportion, utilizing the opposite sides and angle of a figure. We make a ratio of A over sine A, wherein side A is the opposite side of the angle A. Let's try the next proportion. As you can see here, we have B over sine B. And as we observe on the right side, the opposite side of angle B is side B. The next part of the equation, C over sine C. Again, let's go to the figure on the right. Just like the previous proportion that we have, the opposite side of angle C is side C. That is why we make this C over sine C. You should also remember that there are specific situations that this law of science are only applicable. First situation is that if there are two angles and the side are known. As you can see on the right, there are two angles given and one side. Next, the law of science is also applicable when two sides and an angle opposite one of them are known. For us to really understand the law of science, let us have some problems to solve. Example 1. Find the length of side x round to the nearest tens. First thing that we need to do is to inspect the figure. So here, two angles are given, 70 degrees and 50 degrees. 10 is also given as the opposite side of 50 degrees. Now we're going to find x. First, we write the formula. The general formula for the law of sines is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. So let's go to the solution. Since the opposite side of 70 degrees is the unknown side x, we write it like this one, x over sine 70 degrees. Next, we make a proportion to the known side, which is 10 over sine 50 degrees. By cross multiplication and putting the unknown on the left side of the equation and the known values on the right side of the equation, we come up with this x is equal to 10 times sine 70 degrees over sine 50. Now, using your calculator or your smartphone, sine 70 degrees is equal to 0.94. Likewise, sine 50 is equal to 0.77. And by simplifying, we have the value of x 12.2. Let us have another example. In our example 2, we have here two given sides and one given angle. Now, how do we solve this? So first, we make a proportion again. Since the opposite side of the unknown angle is 5, we make a proportion like this one. Again, by cross multiplication, putting the unknown to the left side and the known values to the right side, we have this equation. And by using your calculator, the value of sine 98 is 0.99. By simplifying it, we have the value of sine x, which is 0.95. Is it the final answer? It's not yet the final answer because we do not have an angle value yet. So how do we compute the angle since we already have the value of sine x, which is 0.95? To get the angle, we need to transpose sine to the right side of the equation, and that becomes the denominator of the 0.95. Now, using the law of negative integral exponent, bringing the denominator to the numerator is possible. Only that denominator will have a negative exponent. Again, using your calculator, we can simply get the value of arc sine 0.99 into 29.7 degrees. If you do not know how to use your calculator or your smartphone, please refer to our previous module because it was already discussed there. Now, let's have another example. This example is a little bit tricky. Two angles are given and one side. Let's solve this. Before doing a proportion of the known and unknown sides and angles of this problem, we will first find this angle. How do we do that? Since the sum of all interior angles of any triangle is 180 degrees, therefore we can easily get this angle by simply adding all the known angles and subtracting it from 180 degrees, and that gives us 35 degrees. Now, since the opposite angle of 6 is already known, we can now proceed to solving this unknown side. Let's now make the proportion. 6 over sine 35 degrees is equal to x over sine 25 degrees. Again, by cross multiplication, putting the unknown value on the left side of the equation, all the known values on the right side, we have x is equal to 6 times sine 25 over sine 35. By using again your calculator to get the value of sine 25 and sine 35, we have x is equal to 6 times 0.42 because the value of sine 25 is 0.42 and the value of sine 35 by using your calculator or your smartphone is 0.57, and that gives us the value of x, which is 4.4. So it's now your turn to practice your new skill. Find the x's on these following figures. I will give you 15 minutes to solve this problem, and after that I will show you what is the solution to these problems. Okay, time's up. How's your solving? Was it easy? Was it hard? Or was it difficult? Anyway, let us check your work. I will show you the solutions to these three problems on the screen. So problem number 1, the solution is this, and the correct answer is 12.3. Did you get the correct answer? Problem number 2, that's the solution, and the value of the unknown angle is 73.7 degrees. So this is the solution for problem number 3. The value of x is 12.24. What score did you get? 3, 2, or 1? During the introduction of our lesson, I posted a real-life problem. Here is the solution to that using what we have learned about our lesson today. This is the solution. The distance between the two satellite dishes is 32,707.63 kilometers. So that's it for our lesson for today. You may now answer our Math 9 questionnaire for week 6. Now, if you can't submit this questionnaire physically because of the implementation of lockdowns in our municipality, you can do it online. Just go to the link that you can see on the screen and you can take your exam online. That is the same with the paper that you are physically submitting. Thank you for watching.